I've been watching a lot of serial killer documentaries on Netflix, and it kind of made me realize that a millennial could never be a serial killer, just because millennials like to use the internet and document their lives on different platforms. So this is how I imagine it would go for a millennial if they were a serial killer. The first thing they would do is they would announce their desire to become a serial killer on Facebook. They'd create Pinterest boards of interesting ways of how to kill someone. Then they'd announce their victim on Instagram with a picture, maybe even tagging them in the picture. Then they would stalk their victim live on Twitch, going through their daily routine. Then they would get ideas from other serial killers on Reddit. Then they would go buy the equipment on Amazon and have it delivered by a drone. Then, as soon as they finish killing them, they would tweet it out. Then they would create a snap story with a filter in the body, opening the mouth of the victim to make sure the dog tongue filter works. Then they would do an Instagram story from an Uber riding with the dead body. Then, as soon as they got home, they would have food delivered through DoorDash after that hard day's work. Then they would take a picture with the body for their Tinder profile, like showing off that they've killed someone. Then they would FaceTime their friends to get their opinions about how they did. And then they would create a TikTok dance with the body. Then they would create a YouTube tutorial about how to get rid of the body with acid. Then they would write a Tumblr post about why they did it. Then they would add it to their LinkedIn accomplishments and get told by recruiters and hiring managers that they don't have enough experience. They need at least 1 or 2 kills, or 2 or 3 kills to be hired. You may only get away with this once or twice before getting caught. Once you get caught, you have to do interviews for your Netflix documentary that'll come out in 20 or 30 years. Then you have to send the family candy that is random and anonymous. You don't even know what candy you'd be sending to them. Then you play iMessage games with the family members until you actually go to jail. Difference is that real serial killers, they don't interact with anyone. They were the silent guy in the corner of the street. No one really talked to them, and that's how they were able to do it. They didn't announce things. They just went about their day. That's how you become a serial killer.